my name is Ruby. I am the founder of thecareersemporium.com, and it's fantastic to have you back on the channel today. If you're new here, welcome, and don't forget to subscribe and click on the little bell button up here somewhere to get notified of new videos. And for those of you who are very loyal subscribers, it's awesome to have you back. Now today I wanted to touch very quickly on a blog that I wrote this week, which I will link up here somewhere. I always forget which side it's on once it's up on YouTube, but anyway, up above here you'll see it flashing up, and it is called the GAG on talent acquisition. Now I felt like I should be writing something like this out there because it's something that's been very personal, and it's actually about the time that I exited from the corporate world and why I chose to do that. I thought it would be quite a relevant topic to talk about here today because I know some of you on my channel are in a similar position to myself where you're thinking about starting a little side hustle or potentially a business, but you're also wanting to remain in the workforce, whether it be for a certain amount of time or whether it just be ongoing and you're just wanting to set up a passive income stream. So my blog talks about the lessons that I learned whilst sorting that out. Now, in a nutshell, I decided that I would start a blog very similar to the Careers Emporium. It was actually called back in the day That Recruitment Chick. I know, don't judge me, and I'm so glad that I changed my URL. But That Recruitment Chick was really all about creating a space where I could provide tactical tips to job seekers out there. So I wrote about how to write a great resume, how to write an impactful LinkedIn profile. Now that caught the attention of my employer at the time because it was actually getting quite a fruitful following, I suppose you can say. And so I was very cautiously disciplined that I should be careful about what I write about so it doesn't come across as though it's from my employer's viewpoint. There were definitely some values clashes there, and I wasn't comfortable in feeling as though I couldn't actually have my own voice, hence the title of the blog. So go ahead and read that, and if that sounds like you're in a similar position, there are two tips I want to give you today. So one is that I'm encouraging you to speak to your employer about it as transparently and openly as you can. So if it is a blog, I definitely say go ahead and ask your employer, your manager, if they're okay with you writing on your own platform, and be as transparent as you can be. So the types of topics that you'd like to write about, the types of audience that you'd like to engage, and also how frequent you'd like to write, just so that they know, what to expect once it's all out there in public. I personally did not do that. I didn't think it'd be an issue. Obviously it was, and so that was definitely one of the takeaway lessons that I had from that experience of mine. Secondly, if your employer is not cool with you writing and not great about having no control over your own personal brand and your voice, I would grab a piece of paper and I'd start to column out the pros and the cons. So ask yourself, will you be able to continue working with an employer that isn't okay with you writing? Certainly writing about some things that might be close to what you do in your day-to-day job. And if they aren't cool with it, what are you going to do about it? So what are some options, and what would you like to do to action on that? Is it that potentially you need to be as transparent back to your employer to say, look, this is actually something I really want to do? If it means that you are going to be exiting the business, I would be very careful about how you will do that and plan that out a little bit more as well. And thirdly, if you are still feeling as though there is no way out and you've decided you're going to quit, that's all good, but just do it gracefully, and I would still be really open about why you're deciding to leave the business. I think the more people like us who talk about that openly and have that conversation with our managers, the better it will be in the future about all of us being able to have our own voice. I mean, if you think about it, it's so easy now for all of us to have a blog, grab a URL, start to write on medium.com or whatever channel you use. So it will happen eventually, but for now we're still very much in a transition period, and the workforce is just not quite ready. So if you have experienced something really similar, I'd love to hear from you. It's always nice to hear that others have gone through a similar situation and have come out the other side with some really great side hustles, blogs, businesses, podcasts, YouTube channels, whatever that might be. Well, I hope you enjoyed this talk. If you did, give it a big thumbs up, and again, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll catch you in my next video. Bye guys. If you ever hear a bell in the background of my videos, this is my cat, and this is why you're hearing that annoying bell. She's literally never more than 2 meters away from me.